Hi everyone, it's Sarah. Welcome to another video. This week I thought that instead of making a card tutorial, I would show you and highlight the new trimmer that is now available from Stampin' Up. I cannot rave enough about this trimmer. It is absolutely amazing. This is the old trimmer that Stampin' Up used to offer. And the first thing obviously that you can notice about the trimmer is that this trimmer is much wider than the old trimmer. The old trimmer went right about 5 inches, just a couple of ticks after 5 inches. And the new trimmer goes all the way to 6 1/4. And also, as you can see on the new trimmer, there's little grid marks all the way across at all of the quarter marks, whereas the old trimmer, you only had the lines at the inch mark and the ½ inch mark. So if you were at 1/4 of an inch, you had to make sure that you were, eyeballing, for lack of better words, that your paper was straight, whereas this one you can line it right up with the grid lines and make sure that your paper is straight. So that's an amazing bonus right there, especially for someone like me who we all know is, can't cut a straight line for anything. So this grid helps me out tremendously. The next thing I wanted to highlight on the trimmer is, with it being up to 6 1/4, when you cut an average size card, which is 4 1/4, and then you score it in half at 5 1/2, or cut it at 5 1/2 and score it at 4 1/4, depending on which way your card is going, you don't have to swing your arm out like you did on this one to get at the 5 1/2 mark. You can just measure it right there at 5 1/2, and that's a huge time saver, especially if you're cutting numerous cards at the same time and making them in bulk. With the arm, if you do have to extend it out, the nice thing about the new trimmer is that when you extend the arm, it clicks. So your arm isn't going to be moving anywhere, whereas with the old trimmer, it just kind of flapped around, for lack of better words. And then with the new trimmer, if you flip it over, there's a little leg right here. If you pop that and click that into place, when you put your trimmer down, you have a nice sturdy surface. So your paper isn't moving over here because your trimmer is, wobbly and uneven when you're trying to line up your paper over here. It's all nice and flush. So that's an amazing feature that the new trimmer has. Then when you're done, you just flip the leg back under and close your extendable arm. Another thing that the new trimmer has is right here, there's a little locking mechanism. So when you click that over, make sure that's down, when you click that over, your arm right here isn't going to move up and down. Whereas with this trimmer, it moved around. So when you're traveling or have to pack it in your bag to go to a crop or a class, you know that this isn't going to be open and busted when you open your bag. Then you just click it back over and then it opens and closes. The one thing about the trimmer that took me a little bit to get used to is, as you probably noticed, they open in different directions. This one opens going to the left, this one opens going to the right. And after using the old trimmer for so long, I did find myself trying to open it on this side, but once I got using it, it was just second nature to open it now on this side. So it didn't really take me any time at all to get that into my brain that it opens this way. With the new trimmer also, it comes with 2 blades when you order it. It comes with a light gray blade and then a darker gray blade. The light gray blade is actually a scoring blade, and then the darker gray is your cutter. So you can score and cut all at the same time, and it actually saves a lot of time. I didn't think that it was going to save that much time, but it saves me from having to get my bone folder or my scoreboard out if I just need to make one simple score line. With the new trimmer, these blades are significantly smaller than the old blade that you had. So they go all the way to the top right here. So it doesn't interfere with your cutting blade. Whereas with the old blades, they were bigger, so they didn't quite get out of the way enough if you had to make that score line all the way to the top. So that's really convenient. One more thing that I wanted to highlight with the trimmer is on the back, if you flip it over, there's two little tabs right here. If you lift those up, there's actually storage underneath your trimmer. You can fit your bone folder in there, you can fit a small roll of red sticky, you know, a couple of strips of extra ribbon if you know that you're just going to a, you know, a crop or a class and you know exactly what you need. You can just throw them all in here, close it up, and then everything you need is right here. I love that it has this extra storage on the back because you can keep your extra score blades and your extra cutting blades in there, and then that way I know where they're at all the time instead of throwing them in a drawer or you know, somewhere on my desk thinking I will remember where they're at, then when I need them can't find them. So I'm really excited that they put this little extra storage unit right there on the back. So I just wanted to highlight, oh, one more feature. This part right here that fell out, it isn't broken because it fell out. It's actually, you can now replace these in your trimmer. It's the piece that goes right here in the groove. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a groove right here in your trimmer. And sometimes after, you know, use, this gets clogged or it just gets worn down from the blades going up and down. So if that happens and your paper starts to fringe and you've changed your blade and it's still not taking care of the problem, you can now replace this piece. You flip it over and then there's a brand new groove, and all you do is just fit it right in there, and there's a little notch cut out right there. So you just stick your finger in, pull it out, and then flip it over. And then it's like you have a brand new cutting surface right there. So that is the new trimmer from Stampin' Up! That I wanted to show you. Again, I can't say enough about this trimmer. It's amazing. I love it. I'm so glad they came out with it. So I hope you enjoyed today's post. Until next time, happy inking!